One thing I forgot to mention yesterday. So before the cops and the équipe de crise, like the crisis unit, got to my apartment, I was on the phone with a social worker when you dial 811. And she told me, I was crying on the phone. I was like, telling her what my situation was. And she, again, has no answers for me, has no solution that I haven't already tried. So then they kind of start like flailing, and she was trying to lift my spirits by like pointing out things in my life that are positive, that I should be grateful for. She didn't say you should be grateful for, but she was like, do you have a support system? And I was like, yeah, I'm in AA. I'm the most supported girl in Montreal. I have so much support from like sober alcohol, or even alcoholics and drug addicts that are still using. They still support me and are amazing. What the fuck was I talking about? Social worker. Oh yeah. So I was on this like ugly cry rant. She was like, yes, let it out, which was nice. And then I'm like, the government isn't offering people of vulnerable populations any help. But on top of that, they're not providing like humane assisted suicide for these people. It does exist, but not for mental health illnesses. It would be more like chronic pain and terminal illness. I'm not really sure where the laws are at these days. I'm going to research it just out of curiosity. I'm not planning on... well, that's the thing. That's the conversation I was having with her. I'm like, they don't even provide like an assisted suicide. I'm like, I know it exists in Montreal, but I don't think I'm eligible. And I said it like not really serious because it's kind of ridiculous. And she was like, well, that's an idea. Go kill yourself. And I was like, you really like think it's better that I go kill myself? Or the government will pay for my euthanasia, but not for my psychological health care. And I'm like, that's kind of like murky in the ethics department, don't you think? And she was like, yeah, now that I think about it. And I'm like, yeah. You're lucky I'm not that sensitive. Or I don't take shit like that personally. Because that's just ignorant as fuck. And she probably just was so desperate to, go with one of my ideas. Crazy. She's the first person to ever be like, worth a phone call. Thanks a lot.